Gange Vaudam Udanvati Vaime Ananya Vishaya Natim Madhupate Shakrat Natim Udvahata Dattha Gange Vaudam Udanvati Vaime Ananya Vishaya Natim Madhupate Shakrat Ratim Udvahata Dattha Gange Vaudam Udanvati. बोलिए
मधुपते सकृत गतिमुद्वहता दत्ता गंगे वोहमुदन्वती
unto you may my Ananya Vishaya unalloyed Matihi attention Madhupate Lord of Madhu Asakrit continuously Rati attraction Udvahadat may overflow. Adha directly. Ganga the Ganges. Iva light. Ogam flows. Udanvati down to the sea. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Swami Shri Prabhupada. O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else. Perfection of pure devotional service is attained when all attention is diverted towards the transcendental loving service of the Lord. To cut off the tie of all other affections does not mean complete negation of the finer elements like affection for someone else. This is not possible. A living being, whoever he may be, must have this feeling of affection for others because this is a symptom of life. The symptoms of life, such as desire, anger, hankerings, feelings of attraction, etc., cannot be annihilated. Only the objective has to be changed. Desire cannot be negated, but in devotion service, the desire is changed only for the service of the Lord, in place of desire for sense gratification. The so-called affection for family, society, country, etc. consists of different phases of sense gratification. When this desire is changed for the satisfaction of the Lord, it is called devotion service. In Bhagavad Gita, we can see that it was just to satisfy his own personal desires that Arjuna refused to fight with his brothers and relations. But when he heard the message of the Lord, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he changed his decision and served the Lord. And for his doing so, he became a famous devotee of the Lord. For it is declared in all the scriptures that Arjuna attained spiritual perfection by devotion service to the Lord in friendship. The fighting was there, the friendship was there, Arjuna was there, and Krishna was there, but Arjuna became a different person by devotion service. Therefore, the prayers of Kunti also indicate the same categorical changes in the activities. Srimati Kunti wanted to serve the Lord without diversion, and that was her prayer. This unalloyed devotion is the ultimate goal of life. Our attention is usually diverted to the service of something which is non-godly or not in the program of the Lord. When the program is changed into service of the Lord, that is to say, when the senses are purified in relation to the service of the Lord, it is called pure unalloyed devotion service. Srimati Kunti Devi wanted that perfection and prayed for it from the Lord. Her affection for the Pandavas and the Vrishnis is not out of the range of devotion service because the service of the Lord and the service of the devotees are identical. Sometimes service to the devotee is more valuable than service to the Lord. But here the affection of Kunti Devi for the Pandavas and the Vrishnis was due to family relation. This tie of affection in terms of material relation is the relation of Maya because the relations of the body or the mind are with the influence of the external energy. Relations of the soul established in relation to the Supreme Soul are factual relations. When Kunti Devi wanted to cut off the family relation, she meant to cut off the relation of the skin. The skin relation is the cause of mental bondage, but the relation of the soul is the cause of freedom. The relation of the soul to the soul can be established by the via medium of the relation with the super soul. Seeing in the darkness is not seeing, but seeing by the light of the sun means to see the sun and everything else, which was unseen in the darkness. That is the way of devotion service. Om Jnanadimindasya Jnanajnanasthakaya Chakshurumidhamya Tasmai Shri Gurave Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namaha Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamalihi Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Gajahankraye. So, we are coming close to prayers of Pilgrimage. This is the last Bhagavad verse. So, in this verse, Kunti Maharani is praying. Sri Prabhupada mentioned many times that Ganga, she starts from Bhumi, then falls down to Gangotri, and then from Gangotri onwards, she flows towards Ganga Sagar, near Calcutta. So they may put so many obstacles, but Ganga, without getting stopped, she continuously flows towards the ocean to mix with, to meet her husband. In the same way, Prabhupada said, sometimes there may be obstacles on the path of Ganga. Then she takes a detour and then she doesn't stop going. In the same way, in our lives, we must practice Krishna consciousness uninterruptedly. If there are some obstacles, we should overcome by the mercy of the devotees. So, she is once Srila Prabhupada was going in Boston. The devotees said, they got a bus. Prabhupada, let us go sightseeing. That's a very old bus, dilapidated, and there are no seats. Everybody was sitting on the floor. Then they arranged a seat for Prabhupada. Then when Prabhupada arrived in 1965, first time he arrived in Boston only. And then Prabhupada's memory was so short. He was telling, I went here, I went here, I went here. Like that he was showing. Then they saw a huge billboard, unalloyed steel. Unalloyed steel. So he liked the word unalloyed steel. Then he introduced unalloyed devotion service. Right? Unalloyed devotion. You know what is mechanical engineers? Metallurgy engineers are there. You tell what is alloy?
Alloy is basically a mixture of two different elements forming
No. Unalloyed means? Pure.
Unaltered. Not adulterated.
Unmixed. Yeah, unaltered. So in the same way, our devotion service should be unalloyed devotion service. Once Srila Prabhupada was giving a lecture, then all the American devotees were sitting. He was speaking on Baptism Sindhu in the Radha Damodar temple. Srila Prabhupada said, even if you have a small attachment to material things, you will have to come back, take birth again. Everybody got depressed. Then once Prabhupada was walking, and one devotee praised Prabhupada, this moon is so beautiful, na? Prabhupada said, don't become attached to all these things. Then you have to take birth again. Take birth again. Once Prabhupada was traveling in Air India flight, he is sitting with Tamal Krishna Maharaj and all the devotees. In Ravi Shankar, Pandit Ravi Shankar, sitar was going on. They were playing in the airplane. Prabhupada was hearing. Prabhupada asked, is it nice? He asked Tamal Krishna Maharaj. Yes, Prabhupada, it's very nice. Prabhupada said, this is sense gratification. So these standards are very high. So it's very difficult to cut, affection for family members. That is why she is praying to Krishna. Okay? She is praying to Krishna. I am not capable. Please, you cut it. You cut it. So, we should always remember only by the mercy of Krishna's anugraha, by Krishna's anugraha, we will get love for Krishna. Ultimately, he has to award it. By our own efforts, we can never get it. Okay? By our own efforts, we can never get it. So, there is a process, like Krishna is explaining in 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Prayana kale manasa chalena, dhruvar madhye pranam avesha samya. So, in that, Krishna is explaining Prayana kale manasa chalena, at the time of death. Dhruvar madhye pranam avesha samya. One should keep pranavayu, air, life air, in the middle of the eyebrow. So, bhaktya yukta yoga balena chaiva. So, by the strength of yoga bala, dhruvar madhye pranam avesha samya. One must keep the air, life air, in the middle of the eyebrows. Satam purusham upetam upeti chatyam. So at that time, so Sri Prabhupada explains, there are yogis, Shat Chakra Yoga, in that purport, Prabhupada explains Shat Chakra Yoga. So they have Adhara Chakra, Anahata Chakra and all that stuff. So, which is very, very difficult. Right? So Prabhupada explains Prayana Kale Manasa Chalena, then so in 4 verses, in the verse, Krishna explained Yoga Vishnu Bhakti. He explained Yoga Vishnu Bhakti. So for this, you have to give up family life, go to the forest, practice brahmacharya. Okay? All this process one has to follow. Then in the next verse, then Prabhupada explains, 8th chapter, 14th verse, Ananya Cheta Satatam, Yomam Smarati Nityasaha, Tasyaham Sulvapartha, Nitya Yuktasya Yogina. Ananya Cheta, without deviation, Ananya Cheta, without deviation of the mind. Yomam Smarati Nitya Saha. One who is constantly thinking of me. Constantly thinking of me. For such a person, it is very easy to obtain me. Sulabha. Sulabha Partha. Nitya Chitta se yogina. Then Prabhupada raises this question. Prabhupada quoted this verse many times. Manvana bhava madbhakto madhyajima namaskuru mame vaishya satyam te pratijani priyasi. First one is manmana, thinking of Krishna. Mad bhakta. Second one is become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. Then Mam Namaskuru, offer obeisance to me. Out of these four, which one is very difficult? Huh? Kandelwaji, out of these four, which one is difficult? Huh? Rajesh? Manvana. Why? Prabhupada said, nothing is difficult, it's so easy. Prabhupada said, what is the difficulty? Huh? Why are you saying it is difficult?
Forget Krishna.
Huh?
Forget.
Why it is difficult? Krishna is not telling you to sit and meditate. He is telling you to remember me. Right? 2-3 classes back, Krishna explained in 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita, when you are drinking water, think of me, that I am the taste of the water. It is so easy. That's why Prabhupada said, it is difficult to go to hell and it is very easy to go to Vaikuntha. Right? Huh? Yeah. Huh?
But our conditions is easy to
Huh? Actually, Prabhupada said, if you want to go to hell, for that you have to earn money, which is very difficult. Huh? Which is very difficult. Then with that money, you have to go to brothel, not you. One has to go to brothel houses, drink alcohol, and fall in the gutter. I think that Amavasya or something, Gatri Amavasya. Huh? Huh? It's coming, right? Huh? Where? Gatri Amavasya. Huh?
Actually, it is a gut means group. In group, you have to have food.
So, then you have to build huge factories. Huge factories. Not able to hear? Huh? ये उधर रखो. कनेक्टेड है ना? हरे कृष्ण. हरे कृष्ण. हरे कृष्ण. Namaste, Namaste Vishuddha Sampradaya, Hare Harinekasi, Vasudevaya Krishna, Prabhave Saraswati, Prajita Satrain, Namaste Vishuddha Sampradaya. My dear Lord, you are always situated in the transcendental mode of goodness. Transcendental mode of goodness. Hare, you are very expert in taking away troubles of devotees. Harinekasi, Prabhupada translates, Harinekasi means he is always using his brain how to deliver all of this. How to deliver all of this. So, Prabhupada said, Krishna consciousness is so simple. You may miss it. Right? Somebody said, Prabhupada, spiritual life is very difficult. So Prabhupada replied, material life is impossible. Can you stop moving about? Why are you moving? Why are you? Huh? Why you sitting quietly? So, Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made it very easy. Yes. Ramarupa Prabhu was narrating Prabhupada pastimes. He will say, Prabhupada then established Los Angeles Temple in 1970. Prabhupada, when he established a temple, then elaborate deity worship and everything. And then he said, this is ISKCON's first temple. ISKCON has started now, 1970. In New York, it is only a storefront. So, temple means deity, prasad distribution, festivals. So, in Los Angeles, he established every month one festival. Some festival. Then he introduced small deities and then Maliki also. Everything. People were amazed. Devotees, 150 devotees going around chanting Hare Krishna and carrying telling the deities. Then all the neighbors they gave and saw verses. Yeah. Prabhupada said, this is the temple. Real temple. Then Prabhupada was telling Ramarupa, one day, then Prabhupada actually wanted to settle down in Los Angeles, New York College. And then finished writing Bhagavatam. For almost 3 months, 4 months, he stayed in Canada, in Los Angeles, giving lectures. I think this part, being to this place, I don't know whether it's Mumbai or Los Angeles series, they printed, he gave lectures. Then one day Dwarkadish came to Prabhupada. Swamiji, you have to go to Vrindavan. Shri Prabhupada said, no, my dear Lord, I don't want to go to Vrindavan because I want to sit down here and finish. Because in India, I tried my best, I was not successful. Then my daughters are there, and so many others are preaching in India. I am not required in India. Then Prabhupada said, no, Swami, we have to go. Then Prabhupada replied, why are you forcing me? I don't want to go. I'm very hungry. Prabhupada said, don't worry, I will give you. I want you to make temples in India. Prabhupada said, I want to make temples in India. You go and build a temple, I will give you 100 times better temple than Prabhupada. So Prabhupada, when I had to go up to India, so the letter Prabhupada said, we may have many plans. Then Prabhupada asked Ramananda, do you agree that this is 100 times better temple than Prabhupada said? Yes, Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, it is better to follow instructions of Krishna. You may have many plans. You think it is very good plan. It is the best plan. But if you follow Krishna's instruction, it is always best. Always best. The best. Initially you may have misgivings because everybody in this world thinks that I am a very intelligent person. What I think is the best. I am the best. After मुझे बोलेगा. You mind your own business. यदा विहंगत्वानि विद्वान बनने से असक्त न रहना. करोति अपि विप्रयासं अमोघम विडम्बनम. Vedanta says, everybody thinks that I am the most Vidwan, I am the most intelligent person. Vidwan, namne se asakti nara. Everybody thinks I am the most intelligent person in the world. Thinking like that, without following the instructions of Srimad Bhagavatam Shastra, they perform some activities. The road to Abhi, they always face reverses. You think something else will. Hitler thought, Papa said, Hitler thought, I will conquer Russia, I will conquer America, I will become supremo of the whole world. What? Do you think that? Yes. So, then why I am saying this? Then Prabhupada said, he wanted to establish Krishna Balaram temple. Why? Because in Vrindavan there are 5,000 Balakrishna temples. Hardly there is any Krishna Balaram temple. Then Prabhupada said, Radha Krishna, they don't save you. Radha Krishna, they don't save you. They are only paying you. That's Leela. They are only enjoying. You can join their Leela. Krishna Balaram is governed in that. Governed in that are Krishna Balaram. They save you. Then Prabhupada said, if you have now Krishna Balaram, then Prabhupada was asking, Prabhupada has showed how Krishna Balaram's should look like by saying that Balaram's hand is resting on Krishna's shoulder. So later on Prabhupada said, who is stronger, Baladev or Krishna? Everyone was saying Baladev. Prabhupada said, no, Krishna is stronger. See, Balaram also is just taking support of Krishna. Then he was started laughing. Prabhupada was so amused by Krishna Balaram is Gaurvita. If nobody is worshipping Gaurvita, I want to worship, establish Gaurvita worship. Krishna Balaram. Then Prabhupada said, after establishing Krishna Balaram temple, now Baladeva has come. Baladeva has come. If you have any problems, go to Baladeva. Therefore, you only what is that? Ravindra Suri. He wrote a book. A small book was there. So later on, when I first went to Vrindavan, that time I was a complete Garbi. But that time I had a camera. So I had this habit of taking photographs. That time, this digital and all is not there. Reels. It is not the. It was an expensive hobby, very expensive. My mother used to do it. Because you spend money for then you make albums. I had this hobby. So when I went to Srimad, I didn't even know anything. I just clicked photographs. Prabhupada, Krishna, Raj. Then I made it. Print out some. Put it into the album. I went to Taj Mahal also. So later on I have read that if you keep picture of Balaram, you become a devotee. Yes. There is a maybe because I was taking so many pictures I have taken Krishna ladies and I kept them in my album. But then black and white only, not even color. Yeah. So this is then there was a lot of promotion and then Prabhupada Ramarupa was saying, I never saw Prabhupada doing arti in my whole life. That day he wanted to perform arti. Prabhupada said, because he was a very strong man, he was a very strong man, he said, nobody should, some devotee can think Prabhupada is old, so I will help him doing the curtain. Prabhupada said, nobody should touch the curtain, you stand as a bodyguard. Say to me. Prabhupada wanted to reveal Krishna Balaram to the entire world. And then they were saying, seeing Prabhupada doing arti and offering everything so meticulously and with love, everybody was enlightened and amazed how Prabhupada was doing arti. Then surprising thing is that he is worshipping his own deity. So Prabhupada wanted to show time and please remove the you can get Krishna's Krishna Prema only by this causes. Actually, so this is one Sri Vaishnava. He asked her, he expressed concern to Sri Vaishnava. Why did you establish your own deity in Krishna Balaram? Whoever comes and offers obeisances to you, you have to take that down. You take that down. Prabhupada said, why do you think I have to do? After Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharma Gita, Maya Krishna Gita, Amdam Sarvadharma Krishna Krishna. Krishna saw that nobody is surrendering. And Krishna put that condition. If you surrender to me, I will make you free from all experiences. Krishna was very worried. Then he has concerts. Sri Devi and he looked at Sri Devi. Everybody thinks I am very, very strict. You have a motherly nature. Maybe you want to go and preach, you want to deliver people. Sri Devi said, I came as Sita. When I had to go undergo so much trouble. When I went as a king, you troubled me so much. So I don't know. Then he looked at Bhudevi. Bhudevi said, I will. There is one place, Kuttu, in Tamil Nadu. There are two demons, Gandharvas or Yakshas, Delhi and his brother. When they visit that place, Delhi's brother got killed by one demon. Lion. Then one day, this Delhi, he was sleeping. Then the Lord appeared in his dream. I was in one of the ant hills, under the ant hill. Dig me up and make a temple for me. Then Delhi said, I don't have any money. You know, in the cave that lion is there, he is protecting some great treasure. You kill that lion, then you will get it. Then your brother also will come back to life. They take me out and then establish my worship. Then Delhi took out that ant hill. So, Kutta means ant hill. We dug out and there is a beautiful deity of Patapatra Sai. So, he put out and he established. That's why that place became very good. So, there only, one of the great Advas, Vishnu, he started doing worship. He made a garden, he was making Tulsi gardens, Tulsi gardens and all. Then we will offering to like that. Then the Lord, many times I told this person, I want to give this guy. Lord wanted to reward this Vishnu. Then he awarded 100 gold coins also to some great other words. Okay? You heard this, right? You remember that?
Yes, Prabhu.
You remember? Huh? The king of Madurai, he wanted to know who is the Supreme Personality in God. He invited all the scholars from all over India. Then there was a pillar, then they put a they hung 1 lakh gold coins in a bag. Said, whoever establishes the truth, who is the supreme, then if it is according to the scriptures, that the bag will fall. This Vishnuchita, he became 40 years old, he doesn't have any money, he is simply worshipping the Lord. The Lord wanted to reward something, some child, something, he should get married, have some children, have a house. So the Lord appeared to Vishnuchita. He said, hey, Vishnuchita, you go and argue with those scholars. You will establish, we get 1 lakh rupees. So, my dear Lord, I am unpad Dawal, what to do? Why are you sitting? I am there, you go. They are there, Buddhist scholars, Jain scholars, so many scholars, Mayavad scholars, they all came. Nobody could establish. Then Vishnuchita came. He established that Krishna is the Supreme Person of God, and immediately the bag fell. Then the Lord appeared, then the king took him on a procession on elephant procession. They made him sit on the elephant, they took him on elephant procession. Then the Lord appeared in the sky. Like last week I told you that the Vishnuchita told him, my dear Lord, why did you come? Why did you come? So many people are there, your lotus feet are so soft, like lotus petals. Please go back, they will harm you. Allah. There are many Allahs, he became very Allah, he is the best of Allah, because he is the one who started blessing the Lord. Blessing the Lord. Let there be auspiciousness to you. Blessing. He came back. Then he gave all the money to temple. Again poverty. The Lord said, what to do with this guy? Then he said, we want to reward something. Like that. Then Bhudevi appeared, agreed to become his daughter. When we were digging, Tulsi garden, they found this beautiful girl, and he adopted this girl as his daughter. That's why she's Goda Devi. Right? And then she became a very great devotee. Another name of her is Andal, Goda Devi. So, she used to wear Tulsi garland and put it in the Lord. One day Vishnuchita saw hair on the garland. He said, what is this? Then he saw his own daughter wearing garland and putting on. He chastened her. It's such a big offense. Right? Then, I know that I am wearing it. I am checking whether the garland is soft or not. It's poking. Like that. So I am checking. Okay, I will. Then the next day, when the garland which is not worn by Goda Devi, and the Lord, Vishnuchita wanted to offer to Bhagavad Sahib. He was not agreeing, accepting. He was not accepting. Then my dear Lord, what is the problem? Why you are not accepting? I want Maha Goda Devi. And then Vishnuchita understood. तो आखिरी सोल नहीं है चीज़ा नहीं then he is very worried whom should marry, whom I should meet this girl. Then he asked her when she was young enough, said, whom you want to marry? He said, I want to marry Lord Krishna. So the devil said, so how will you marry Lord Krishna? No man is eligible, fit enough to be married. No man is. Anyway, I will take out that verse 18, 15 to 18 chapter. Lakshmi Devi says, take out that verse 18 chapter. Lakshmi Devi prayers. She says, foolish ladies, they go do vrata, this vrata, that vrata. Everybody doesn't have to choose. One doesn't take. But that man himself, he cannot protect himself. He is suffering because of his own karma and everything. Then how will he satisfy his life? Every woman should accept only Krishna as her husband. All others are fools and rascals. She says. Anyway. So, then she did how to marry Krishna. How to marry Krishna. Then she followed from Srimad Bhagavatam that gopis are performed. Ramarupa Prabhuji, Vishnu comes. Pray to the Lord, please, O Devi, make Nandasuna as my husband. As my husband. Right. So, how to perform that vrata? She wrote. There are 30 called postures. 30 verses she wrote. 30 verses she wrote. That is what Tirupavi. Originally, the gopis had performed Katyayani Vrata. And Goda Devi, she did Anusarana. She followed the footsteps of gopis and she performed it. Tirupavi Vrata, Garudas Vrata. So at the end, so the magical thing is, we also have to perform Garudas Vrata to get Krishna as our husband? The question was made. Then Goda Devi, out of her consistency, she says that I follow this process, but you don't have to follow this process. Simply recite these 30 verses. Same result you will get. So I'm not saying it's very difficult to practice recite those verses. But Sri Ramanuja says, when you go in front of the Lord, are we eligible to show our faces to the Lord? Bhatta says that, my dear Lord, you are mine of good qualities. Then I am a mine of bad qualities. How can I even come in front of you? Then Sri Ramanuja says that anybody who recites these 30 verses of Tirupavi, 30 verses of Tirupavi, as soon as Krishna hears these 30 verses of Tirupavi, he looks down and says, who is reciting these 30 verses? And this, because Krishna remembers Anda, who is making me remember undone? Then he looks at that devotee who is reciting, and then immediately he bestows his mercy. 100%. In the same way, of course, that is Shiva Shastra. In the same way, Sridhar Swami and all, they have commented that Jai Devinam Chandana Shreya Shashrati Jai Krishna Krishna Vaidya So it started with the verse Jai. Jai. So meaning is that anybody like before that I will tell you one thing. Uddhava when he visited Vrindavan, because he is a disciple of Brahmaspati, he had a pride that I am such a great scholar. So Krishna has his own way of teaching his devotees. He said, Uddhava, I am feeling great separation from the gopis. Arjuna asked Krishna, Krishna, you have appeared in this world. We have spent so many years. Which are the best moments of your life? Krishna told Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, the moments that I have spent with the gopis, they are the best. They are the best. So, Uddhava, Krishna told Uddhava, the gopis they have so much love for me. They are really great separation for me. So please go and solace them. Solace them. मैं इतना ज्ञानी हूँ, मेरा भाया का खेल आया the gopis devotion there. This is called Ananya Chintana. The basic purpose of this verse is Ananya Chintana. Right? We have to do Ananya Chintana. Only when we reach the stage, then only we will get Krishna. Ananya Chintana. If you want to go to Vaikuntha, right now we can go to Vaikuntha. But if we want Krishna, you have to do Ananya Chintana. That's it. You can't say 4-5 times I go in Bhagavan. Ananya Chintana. Ananya Chintana. Says he wanted to give liberation to Kamsa. That is that Durga Devi when she appeared in the sky, she told her, so Kamsa says, when he heard that Krishna killed, first of all he broke the dhanush. Because of that dhanush he could marry daughters of Jarasandha. Jarasandha could take condition. Whoever lives with dhanush, he can actually marry my daughters. So many guys there. Jarasandha is equal to almost equal to Krishna during that time. Very powerful king. So when Yudhishthira wanted to perform Rajasuja, first thing Krishna said, if you want to perform Rajasuja, you have to kill Jarasandha. 60,000, 24,000 kings, he was 24,000, 60,000, and 10,000 something kings, princes, he has. Anyway, then Skolipida elephant, I think it's called Ayavata elephant. बहुत powerful elephant. When we heard that, Skolipida Krishna came very आराम से with bare hands. उन्होंने बोला मेरा मृत्यु तो आ गया. Asina, Parikata, Asana, whether he's eating, whether he's sleeping, lying down, whether he's sitting on the Sinasana, everywhere is saying Krishna, 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 everywhere. Anandachita. Because of Anandachita, Kamsa got Sanskrit. He's constantly thinking of Krishna. Anyway, so then Uddhava was glorifying the gopis. Ekam Parama Tanuna Bhuvi Gopa Valpo Govinda Eva Vidyanta Nirudhatma Vanchanti Bhavyo Munayo Vayamcha Kim Brahma Chandrapir Antarthamasya Uddhava. Who is Uddhava? Because of constantly thinking of Krishna, he became like Krishna. He exactly looks like Krishna. Yes. They all mistaken, Krishna is not. Exactly. Because he's always thinking of Krishna. Prabhupada says, that insect. That insect is always thinking of butterfly. Caterpillar. The caterpillar is always thinking of butterfly. If this life itself, butterfly, it becomes butterfly. Like that, simply by thinking Krishna constantly, you can become like Krishna. So the meaning of this verse, that of all the people who have taken birth, body souls, who have got body, all the souls, Ketan Paramatanurna, Bhuvi Gopa, in our entire universe, Bhuvi is word. All the people who have taken birth, embodied souls. Gopis are the best. Right? Govinda Eva Nikilatmani Rudabhava. Rudabhava means unflinching devotion to Krishna. Unalloyed devotion. No myths. No myths. Right? Unalloyed devotion. Vanchanti Bhavabhyo, all those people who are afraid of death, Munayo, all these sages, and myself, we desire this kind of devotion to Krishna, unflinching Ekanta Bhakti. Ekanta Bhakti. What is the use of taking birth as a Brahman? I will say. The name Shri Anga Bhu Nikanta Ate Prashadata Svaryoshita Naganagan Cham Bhuto Kanyata Rasosava Bhujadanta Bhujadanta Labdashishya Buddha Prajapati Bhujadanta Jita Kanta. So he says Lakshmi Devi, she performed great auspicious and penance. She did not get. All these apsaras, they didn't get this opportunity, good fortune. But in the Rasa dance, they have wrapped their arms around Krishna's shoulder and they dance. they got this opportunity. Then that Nadu is saying, let me take birth, Asana Vachana, last week I told you this. Still, I want to take birth as a Lata, some herb, so that the gopis. So now, up to this point, then he quotes the verse. He said, Vande Nandavraja Sthina, Padarevu Abhikshana, Esham Harikato Geetam, Uvanati Unat. Let me worship the dust of lotus feet of Shiva, the gopis. When they chanted in unison, Esham Harikato Geetam, the gopi, it's an embodiment of all scriptures. It is a essence of all Upanishads and Vedas and Puranas and Bhagavatam. Everything is fitted in the 20 verses. 19 verses. 19 verses. So by the gopis chanting these verses, all the three words became purified. All the three words became purified. So when Uddhava entered Vrindavan, he saw the gopis. He was thinking, the gopis, they have so much love for Krishna. They must be very, must not be eaten anything. They must have become very weak and ugly. All that he was thinking. But when he saw all the gopis, they are dressed so beautifully and they are looking very healthy and they are looking beautiful. And he saw the gopis in the morning, they were actually churning the butter and their bangles are making sound and they are churning the butter, singing the glories of Krishna. And the drops of the dahi going up, rising up and falling on the inhabitants of Vaikuntha and Vishnu's body. And Ananta says, usually, gopis are churning the butter, few drops of butter, ghee. So all the three words became purified, getting purified, because the gopis are singing the glories of Krishna, and the sound of the churning rod is purifying the whole world, because they are doing it for Krishna out of great love. So the Acharyas, they comment that you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. The gopis have to form Vrata, Visvrata, that. Simply give. Simply give. Krishna Chaitanya, he comments the last but one verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Ittam parasya nijavatma ridikshtasya Leela manos tad anurupam vidambanani karmani karma mishanani yadurtamasya Shruya Amus Padayo Anurupam. So it is mentioned in the meaning of this verse that in order to protect the devotional principles established by himself, he appears in many different incarnations. And especially this Krishna's appearance and his leelas with the Gopas and the Gopis, his associates. Then Krishna said, so Karma Krishna, in order to destroy the karma reactions of karmic activities, Sunuya, simply hear these wonderful pastimes of the Lord. Then Krishna Chaitanya comments, simply by hearing these wonderful Krishna pastimes of the Lord, one becomes associate of Krishna. Right? Once again. Is it difficult? Huh? Huh? Is it difficult? Still you are thinking it. Others, is it difficult? Simply hear and enjoy hearing Krishna's pastimes. You know, that is what is it difficult? Huh?
It's not difficult with a very hot element,
Yeah.
but it's very difficult also.
It's not at all difficult.
Right now we are thinking we are learning in this one. When we are out in our professional work, we are working and everything, it is very difficult to think of Krishna at that time. Because we are at that time we are engaged in materialistic activities, profiteering and all that. So that is a difficult part.
Prabhupada said Krishna consciousness is simple for simple people, difficult for true people. You are difficult as huh?
100%.
Simple. Anyway, simple clear Krishna's pastimes. So, in order to understand, first chapter, fifth chapter, Kurmanu Ekakarmani, Krishnaya Sakshaya Sakti, Grinanti Grinanama. This is, you can take out and proper the word law of. If you follow the orders of Krishna and perform your work, Guruvana Ekakarmani. Krishna says, Krishna Sakshaya Sakti, Grinanti Grinanama. You can follow the instructions of Krishna and perform your work. Read that purport and follow the words. So, demigods, when Krishna was in earth, who were they came to pray to the Lord. One of the last prayers, Srimad Bhagavatam Sanskarya Chindre, Namani Yuman Mangalan, Vyashyatel Charana Vindre, Avishtu Cheta, Namvaya. Srimad Bhagavatam Sanskarya Chindre. You must hear, Bhagavatam, chant, Chintaya, Sanskarya Chindre. Think of God's pastimes while doing your work. Srimad Bhagavatam Sanskarya Namani Rupa Mangaladite, Vyashyatel Charana Vindre, Avishtu Cheta, Namvaya. While doing your work, if you remember Krishna's philosophy, then you are not staying in this world. You are not living in this world. If you are thinking Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's philosophy all the time. Amen. So, the Lord, that is why the Lord performed these pastimes. Then He gave a benediction. simply by hearing these pastimes, simply by remembering these pastimes, simply by chanting these pastimes, simply by doing work for Krishna. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Jnanam, Hare, Adhuta Karma, Janma Karma, Gunanamcha, Tathate, Akilachis. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Jnanam, Hare, Janma Karma, Gunanamcha, Tathate, Akilachis. You must hear, you must chant, you must meditate on wonderful pastimes of the Lord. Because He performed Adhuta Karma. What are this? You must meditate on Janma, Karma, and Guna. Right? So, in this regard, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.42, there is this demon, Bakasura. He came and he was standing in a meditative pose, waiting for Krishna to salute. So when Krishna came, he saluted Krishna. Then all the boys, they started chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Then Krishna became very hot. And he spat out Krishna. Then Krishna bifurcated. So, this Dhamma, he represents Dhamma. Dhamma means, not Dhamma, this hypocrisy. Dhamma is pride. Don't be. What is the word? Don't be. But what is the Sanskrit word? So here this is so he says, so he killed. So Brahma says, hypocrites, they can never get Krishna. Satyavattam, Satyavattam, Satya, Satya Sivori, Vikram Satya, Satya Satya, Drutta Satya Vedna, Satya Arpana Vamshavatra Satya. Even verse, canto, second chapter, this is the verse, first verse of the Lord Christ. Prabhupada in the translation itself, he writes, hypocrites, they can never get Krishna. So what does this Bakasura does? It does. He stands and meditates. He looks very calm, Prashanta, free from desires. But he is always meditating on fish. Sometimes you may look like a sadhu. You may look like a sadhu. But he is always meditating on women with money. And such a person will never get Krishna. Dhamma. So, he says, why Krishna killed all these demons? Because all of these demons represent one of the qualities in our heart. So, the coward boys, they were prevented from meeting Krishna sometimes because of this presence of the demons. They were very worried. In the same way, The demons, demonic qualities in our heart, they separate us from Krishna. Right? They separate us from Krishna. How Krishna removed demons in the lives of the Gopas? How he saved them? Did they pray? The Gopas and the Gopis, did they pray to Krishna? They didn't pray. They simply loved Krishna. Get this point. Hear this point. They simply loved Krishna, and Krishna, in order to bring them to himself, towards himself, he gave the demons. In the same way, if we simply love Krishna, that's it. Simply love Krishna, he will remove all bad things, all demonic tendencies in our heart. So, if you are wicked, what you should do? You should simply love Krishna. Then he says, come and front of the Lord. Then you say, my dear Krishna, you are so beautiful. You are Divya Murti. Then one must become very, very joyful. Remembering his Ananta Kalyana Manasana. You killed Buddha and then you gave moksha to Buddha, who gave to him poison. My dear Krishna, how merciful you are. You should remember the great quality of Krishna, then become very, your heart should become filled with joy. I came with such a personality. Otherwise, you don't get any mercy from anybody in this world. Everybody is Muslim. Right? Everybody in this world is Muslim. What is the sense? Everybody is interested in sense enjoyment. So, you spend money on some other person so that person will give sense enjoyment. Nobody loves you in this world. Nobody loves. But Krishna, if you harm somebody, do you think that person will reciprocate very nicely? You harm me. Krishna. Whatever it is, he loves us. Whatever we do. Right? So, you go and simply you cannot go into the Radhasya. Simply love him. You are so beautiful, Radhasya. Right? They become very happy looking at him. Become very happy when you hear the glories of Krishna. Then you always want to hear the glories of Krishna. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the more you hear about the glories of Krishna, the more you develop love for Krishna. You love him. So if you simply love Krishna, then Krishna will
protect you.
He will remove all the obstacles. Because he is more eager to take us back than we are eager to go back to God. And he is always looking. Sahasramshu Abhidvamsa. One of the names of Vishnu, one of the names, two names. Sahasramshu Abhidvamsa. Abhidvamsa means ignorant. Sahasramsha means 1,000 times. So Parasarvata says, Sahasramsha means with 1,000 eyes, he searches for one good service we have done. Service kiya hai. Sahasramsha. Abhidvamsa means even if I have completed 1,000 murders, heals people. Right? So, the aim of this lecture, Kunti Maharani, in this verse, she says, I don't understand why everybody is getting up. She's saying that why may Ananya Vishaya, nothing known to this, nothing to Bhakta, just like Buddha flows uninterruptedly towards ocean. The same way, let my chitta also flow towards. So this is Prabhupada time. This is Ananya Bhakti. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, 8 chapter, Ananya Cheta Sadhana, Yomam Smarati, Nitya Sahana. Tasyaham Surubam Bhakta, Nitya Tasya, Yogina. And so, whatever, so we have to do that. That Ananya Bhakti, we cannot get. Krishna only has to. Further, what we have to do?
Love.
We have to simply
Love.
that's it. Prabhupada writes in the Bhakti Samskriti. Whatever you do with love, Sham Sakti Vidana, Bhajata, you simply love me, I will give it to you. Right? So, how do you get breathing? Huh? Huh? By hearing. The more you hear about the glories of the Lord, the more love you will arrange. So today we have ना लोग आए अच्छा है. I wish everything we have a peace. We have a peace sponsored by Sushi Guru or Srimad is by recommendation. Last week she celebrated her birthday, but Ekadasi and we are all traveling, they are all traveling. So that's why we thought this week we will have party. The lecture is not interesting. After the she asked, there is some small quiz. Whatever you heard. Chair addition. अपना खुद का कुछ लिख दिया So meanwhile, Janmashtami is coming. So next Sunday we will have lecture here in Uttar Pradesh. From 20th onwards we are having Krishna Katha, 5 days Krishna Katha. In Uttar Pradesh, Nirmala East. You don't miss it.
From 20. From 20.
Don't miss it. Very wonderful Katha. I am preparing. Very wonderful passage. Then now Janmashtami is coming. Please loosen your smart strings. Checkbooks. Checkbook आया अपना कलश का इंग्लिश दे देते so thank you
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Teacher, I saw so many mountains. Sister is so poor. So difficult
This
to
was
hear. सब 50 नहीं. Yes, this attendance is really surprising. So we don't have so many
And
people with an appreciation, but she must be, I mean, this is an amazing words today. 1.8.42. Srila Prabhupada